Hello, hello, hello. This is your man, Nicholas Shephard from Shephard Enterprise Business Administration and Information Systems Consultants. And basically, what we're about to do right now is go with my version of intelligence, right? We use some ice cream, which is butter pecan, whatever you want to talk it. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to pay close attention, okay, what I'm talking about, because some of you are not going to get it, okay? You got to be already at this level of communication, all right? So, I'm about to get something really deep, okay? And basically, it's a cultural thing. And people really think, okay, I'm talking, you got, and I'm not talking about, some people just young, right? And, everybody think they got everything figured out, right? And no matter what you do, or what you say, or what type of description you put into what was going on, they actually feel like they got it, wrapped up, right? They're just like, okay. Um, I know what this guy's talking about, and it doesn't make sense. And I really think that, his explanation of what he's talking about need to be filtered, right? Okay. Well, that's your opinion. Okay. But the whole um ideal, right, of this conversation is not basic. It's not relevant to what you think it is. It's based on what people, okay, um, accept that it is. Okay. Now, I was listening to this video on YouTube, right? And the situation is this, right? This young man, I guess he was an atheist, really there's no one as an atheist. They believe in something. They just don't believe in the constructs of what we understand. Well, I understand, but they're pretty much confused, right? And the whole discussion was Adam and Eve. And they were saying they didn't believe in the concept of Adam and Eve. And this and that. And John was saying no person ever existed, blah 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 blah. We just they don't understand the symbolism. Okay, the guy was an idiot, man. Because he's under the misconception that the European explanation of things are fact and true. It is not. Okay, the European perception of the truth is based on another analogy, based on multiple cultures, and they revised it or compiled it into something that can be used in the church. Okay, to bring people close together in the church. Right? So it's evident, okay, that within the last 800 years, there was multiple cultures. All right, you know what I'm saying? Now, they said beyond 1,000, 3,000 years of that show. But the Bible described a list of things that occurred over centuries, okay? And what came about within 1,000 years of that point, okay? Now, we talk about millions of years, okay? Let's say billions of years, all right? This individual was thinking that this individual was thinking like, well, your perception of Adam and Eve never existed and so that, you know. And I'm listening to this guy, I'm like, you know, do you understand that symbolism? You know, I'm talking like, of course their names weren't Adam and Eve. There was no, you couldn't even, you know, number one, what gave you the idea that they spoke English? The interpretation of what we know, like Jesus, okay, of course, that was his name, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's this interpretation. The name Jesus came through a lot of different transitions. Okay, his name was not Jesus. Okay, he did not say his name was Jesus. His name was something totally different. We come to know him as Jesus. Okay, you know what I'm saying. So Adam and Eve is a symbolism. Okay, and we don't know what that is because when Moses wrote the Old Testament, he based it on something. We don't know what he based it on. Okay, Moses was an Egyptian. Well, he was had formal Egyptian training and education and all this stuff like that, you know. So we don't know where he get this information from. Okay, we just assume that what he's saying to us or what he wrote and what he described is true. Okay, and we're going by that. Okay, so Moses said Adam and Eve. Okay, so let's say you discredit Adam and Eve. What the gentleman was saying is that you and I have a mother and father. Okay, there's nothing can be born or come to being without two um, different entities, right? Human, you know. Well, I'm gonna say human form because the 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 um, the the level. Excuse me, I just got to eat the candy. I mean, not candy, ice cream. So excuse me. Okay, okay. So um, and don't stay with me now. The Earth is huge. Okay, and let's say the species come out wherever they come from, it evolved, and there's multiple different, you know, creatures that evolved into what they are today, different, you know, beings. Okay, okay. Let's assume this happened, okay? And we do an evolution. We dealing with the fact that the person said there was no Adam and Eve. Okay, so there was no Adam and Eve. There was no two like beings on Earth that created all human species. Okay, so it's impossible. Okay, for something to evolve and look just alike from different resources. It's impossible, man. It's something else created it. And let's say that Adam and Eve, okay, there have to be other, you know, so-called human forms of being before Adam and Eve, okay? But let's say that those test beings, and I'm going out of the spectrum of the Bible. Okay. Okay. And since the universe is very vast, okay, and you got to understand is that it's so vast that you can't even imagine how far you are away from nothingness. Okay, you would never, ever, 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 ever. And we talk about millions of years, right? And that's what every ever means millions of years. Get there, all right, to the beginning. Because the universe is constantly expanding. And the state where it began, let's say that God, with the God that we come to know, created the whole action. Okay. That happened so fast. You understand? In God's terms. Okay. But in our terms, it took millions of years. Okay. Because we're not traveling on the same spectrum as God. It's impossible. We're not traveling and moving as fast as God is moving throughout the universe. It's impossible. We're not doing it because you know people. Oh, some people are very naive. Okay, I'm gonna say ignorant because I'm using the word intellectual thinking. So they're unintelligent. So the gentleman was stating that if you don't believe in Adam and Eve, okay, so if okay, you have a mother and father. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, all right. And the further you go back, right, he explained to this gentleman, would there be more people or less? Okay, the guy was fumbling with his answer, but he said it could be less. So they go back further. So he said that the further you go back, it'd be less, right? The gentleman said yes. Okay. So in the beginning, it's going to go to, you know, two beings that made it, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, he didn't use that terminology. He said, okay, so the further you go back, is just so what you so well. I'm trying to figure out what he said. 'Cause I have it, you know what I'm saying. But I don't think it was on the internet. It was basically on my phone, and I'm not using my phone as a resource. I'm saying because I don't work like because I don't have it set up like that. I'm just using an analogy. He was saying that okay, so those two beings, all right, because they have to be light beings. There's nothing can be born, all right. Even cells had to split. You understand? The same two cells. The cells don't split and become something else and form something else. It doesn't happen that way. So let's say these two cells got together, came and split. And it can happen. I'm told like the split can be God, right? Dividing the cell into male and female. Okay, let's say that. And then through billions of years, the cell evolved and grew into being something like whatever. You know what I'm saying? We probably really recognize it no way. But, because you understand is that the earth in the beginning was very hot. So if anything evolved, okay, in the beginning of creation, it had to be in some type of solution, some liquid, something that was because our body is made out of liquid, you know what I'm saying, and minerals for that, so we wasn't made the way people think. Now it may partake in the process of us being who we are today, but the concept of we being just put here, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that actually happened. Now I'm quite sure that God, you know what I'm saying, when He made us, let's say that He said, let there be man, and man popped up. Now, in His eyes, it happened that way, okay, because God is God of all things. But in our term, it probably took millions of years for that to happen, okay? Billions of years for that to happen, okay? You understand? Because we're not traveling at the same rate. We're not traveling at the same rate that God is giving His command. Okay, God gave us a man, but it may take billions of years for that the evolution. Now, him is a split second. To us, it's billions of years. It just there's no way that God can say something, right, and it happened right then. I'm talking like on the term of us. Okay, let's assume it did happen that way. And they were like, boom, okay, the human beings just evolved out of nothingness, just like that. Boom, okay. Now the thing is, what did it take the life form that we have here today? Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, because this is evident that Earth was very hot in the beginning. Okay, so the Earth was very hot, and it probably took billions of years for Earth to cool down to a point where it was able to sustain life. Okay, so he said, let there be light. Boom, let there be man. Let there. But see, well, I'm not gonna say that's what God did. Okay, I'm talking intellectual level. Okay, and I've been reading about space and you know, universe and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And space is moving very fast, man. Okay, some of you need to go out there and read how fast space is actually traveling, man. Space, I'm like, okay, for an airplane to fly, it had to be traveling fast. Okay, you understand? For an airplane to travel or a helicopter travel, okay, or glider, there must be some type of, you know, I don't know what they were because I'm not an air, I'm not that type of person. But there must be some type of force, right? Whether it's the wind or whatever it is, the atmosphere, that keeps this thing from falling. All right. So there's some momentum. Okay. Now, if Earth is suspended in space, that means space is traveling fucking pretty fucking fast, man. Earth is fucking huge, man. Okay. So Earth is traveling Earth is traveling. Earth is suspended in space, and space is traveling so fast that Earth has been suspended. You understand? So Earth has been suspended in space because space is moving fast. It's floating. Okay. So, and you understand is that if Earth is in our solar system, because our solar system is an independent entity, our solar system is spinning so fast that the fact that it's suspending all the planets and whatever is in it, any objects in it, is suspending it because it's moving fast. Okay, so now you understand that our solar system is suspended in the system that's traveling so fast that it's suspending our solar system. You got me? And it goes on and on and on. So the further you go out, the faster things are going. It has to go that fast to suspend the things that's in space. Okay. Or else everything will fall. All right. So think on that level. And I'm going back to Adam and Eve, okay? Because I'm thinking, time travel. And I'm thinking about the fact that if a person really, was going to come to this planet and start to create a life on this planet, you understand? That means there had to be a life form somewhere else. It was watching this planet as it evolved. So that means there was a life form beyond the scope of our current solar system and what goes on this planet, because they had to be watching us, and then it had to be a time that's right for them to actually bring humans or a form of a human into onto this planet. Because you understand is that because the planet that we live in now, we couldn't breathe the atmosphere because it was very toxic. Okay, you understand? So therefore your whole respiratory system had to be had to develop, all right, to inhale the gases that was there, in the beginning stages of Earth, right? Okay, um, so if that was the case, and like I said, I'm just going by this, right? I'm just going by the theory this young man was saying. He's an atheist, and things evolved. So the thing is, if man evolved, okay, why is man? there's no other being on earth that looks different than us. Because there have to be other beings. There's no way they was, you know what I'm saying? There's different types of bears, there's types of fishes, there's types of deers, there's different type of flies, there's types of this, there's, you know what I'm saying, there's all, but they all part of the same species. How come there aren't any other species of man out here? You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm talking to the atheist, so that, he believes in this Big Bang theory. Because it's impossible that another being didn't evolve other than us. You got me. Now, and also, if he said, well, this and that, that, okay, he's an idiot. But anyway, first of all, he got to understand that when Earth was formed, it was very hot. So anything that was formed as Earth come from water, right? And of course, if everything comes from water, once it got on Earth, and the Earth was hot because it's closer, the Earth was actually closer to the sun. The, we our skin was dark because we had to be able to sustain the heat that was on Earth. So therefore, there was no people of that they call white. There was no white people. Okay? So they had to be dark. All right. So, and if that was the case, um, you know, and I'm just going by his analogy, and let's say man, that you talk about the man that came out of the water. And let's say the different species of man came out of the water, right? All of them didn't live, man. I'm so like, I don't know too many. Like, there's reptiles that come out the water, man. And like okay, I'll give you an example, like an alligator. Okay, alligator come out the water. They have not evolved to anything other than alligator, man. Alligators prehistoric, and even the elephant. They did not evolve to something that was talking, standing upright. There's nothing. I'm so like, you gotta use common sense, man. Okay, evolution just didn't stop at man. If everything was evolving, it would evolve the same in space and time and sequence as man. Because if man was evolving at the rate that it was evolving, so would every species on this earth. So if man was able to evolve and communicate with each other, like we talking to, evidently whatever was evolving with us would have been able to speak too. Seriously, they'd be able to speak too. You know what I'm saying? There had to be some other creature on earth that would be able to speak. You know what I'm saying? Well, they said, well, that's why they get different languages. Okay, all right. But then why we all look alike? Idiot. Okay? I'm talking scientifically. Why do we all look alike? Because there's a lot of different fish, but none of them look alike. There's a lot of different whales, they don't look alike. There's a lot of different species, but they don't all look alike. They're butterflies, but they have characteristics that are totally different than the other one. All right, and they have their own function. And then not only that, they live in different regions of Earth. So anyway, um, this individual's talking, but the guy made him like an idiot. He shut up, but you know what I'm saying. But that shows you, okay. Like, I was here yesterday, and some Mormons came. Mormons came to the house. Okay, they knocked on the door. They usually knock, right? But and I welcome them. You know what I'm saying? They're young people, and they come to basically give an announcement of Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. You know, they're throwing their pitch and everything like that. But you understand is that some people have historical knowledge of the Mormon church. And not just the Mormon church, there's other factors and of what's going on when the Mormon church evolved. And they were very violent, man. They weren't nice people, man. You know what I'm saying? So um they slaughtered a lot of it. They was cruel, man. But just like Christians, modern day, Christians when they first came, they was very cruel, man. And there was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of they wouldn't know one today would want to be around. And we're not talking about African Americans, okay? Because they back during the early part of Christianity, you know what I'm saying? The Africans that were empowered, they didn't mess with us, man. They didn't mess with Africans, man. I'm not saying I'm 100% African. I'm not. But the Africans that were in power, you know what I'm saying? They were very strong, man. You know what I'm saying? And they were very fast because you understand the type of beasts they had to compete with and they hunt. I'm saying everything that the Africans had to catch and kill ran very fucking fast, man. So these Africans had to be able to catch these motherfuckers, man. So not only that, they had to outsmart them because these motherfuckers was fast, man. You know, we didn't talk about like motherfuckers that walk through fucking mountains and shit and snow and shit up in North and shit in Europe. We talking about on flat land, man. These motherfuckers fast as hell, man. And the shit they was chasing is fast. So they had to run fast to catch that motherfucker. They won't catch it. So if all these things were possible, okay. My old question with this gentleman is that how would you not believe? Okay, like I said, let's get away from the point that it was Adam and Eve. Okay, you know, how would how could not be two people that was able to procreate, have sex and give birth to the first beings, all right, whether or not you look like us or not. Okay. The second thing is cultural differences, right? Because I was explaining to him cultural differences. Okay, he was like, he coming in out of the door, this and that. I said, listen, number one, I'm a Muslim. Okay, I'm learning. I am involved in Islam. I'm not the mainstream Muslim that people think because I still do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's to the okay. Me being a Muslim is like a person that Christian, they're Christian. Okay, plain and simple. And I'm not the only one like that. There's other Muslims that act the same way. Some worse, some better. You know what I'm saying? It's like Christianity. Yeah, some Christians are strict, some Christians are very loose, everything like that. But see, Muslims be judged by the fact that the Muslims that come over here, they are streamlined Muslims, man, from Africa or other regions of the world or Asia. So they're very strict Muslims, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been taught this from birth, man. They just don't be reading and looking at comic books. I'm saying they study Quran. If you was born in that region, okay, if you was born in that region, a lot of them children, them Arabs, I'm saying, they learn how to read Arabic and they read the Quran from the time they can read. They study this stuff, man. So until and it's in their head, man. They grow just like we learn English. We learn about Christopher Columbus, George Washington. Well, they got their own facets of history, man, that they believe in, and we try. Sometimes they try to change. That's why, listen, man. You from a different culture, okay? Now, Jonathan Smith, different culture. When he come in Europe, came over here, planted the tablets like that, whatever he did, he found the tablets of you, as you said, we don't know how true it is. You know what I'm saying? You've been a fucking liar, man. Because there was no proof. There's no proof that, there was no one to say, yeah, I saw it, you know. And, you just have to have faith. And the faith is based on a belief. And the belief is based on an ideal. And the ideal is based on someone that actually thought that shit up. Okay. So John Smith, he had a vision, and his vision was telling him to do whatever he did. That was his ideal. That's how he interpreted. So he traveled, and once he traveled, he wrote, his notes that he did, and he had faith that what he was hearing and what he was seeing and the vision of saying was true, and and it became a belief. And he taught the people that was around them, and they believed him, and it was spiritual enlightenment, which became a faith, right, to them, and from there it became a religion, right. So even though, okay, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You can dream shit up, man. Your brain is very powerful, man. I was talking to this gentleman at work today. I say, you know what? Because I was thinking about, a water creature. It was an octopus, and octopus is very intelligent, man. Everything in the ocean is very intelligent. Everything in the water is very intelligent. They've been here long before we came to shore. You know what I'm saying? So they've been on. You know what I'm saying? So they're very intelligent, and they're always thinking because they got to eat, right? So they're eating each other, this and that. You know what I'm saying? They got to outsmart this and that kind of thing. So they thinking, man. Okay, these are thinking species, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get out there and whatever we do and shit, you know what I'm saying? But they they don't have guns and fishing lines and lures and shit, I'm saying. They gotta sit there and fucking wait for a motherfucker, man. Excuse the language. They gotta sit there and wait on an opportunity. And it gotta be pinpoint perfect. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be fast as they don't eat. So I told them, I said, listen, man, if human beings had 6 arms, you know what I'm saying, and they all work independently, do you think we would be more intelligent? Yeah, think of that, right? So he was like, well, just like we use our fingers. I said, no, we're not talking about fingers, man. Because our hands, we grab stuff with our arm. We got another whole, we got 4 other arms that does fingers and grab shit. So we grab this right here, grab it. I'm saying, So I'm saying you have to be very intelligent to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? If we was blessed with the arms, man, we'd be smart as shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things we wouldn't have to do. We would not have to do a lot of stuff we do if we had more than we have fucking 8 arms, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just impossible. We get a lot more done. So, and like as far as these houses are concerned, our homes would probably be totally different than what it is right now, because it would be used to accommodate the 8 arms that we have, right? Okay. So that's that. Um, that was basically my whole conversation. Okay, my whole analogy and what I was thinking about. Okay, and I would like for you again, like I say, if you can. All right, I'm gonna go through this thing here. Um, I would like for you to, share my content, right? Let me see if I can go to it. I don't know if I can go to it. Let me see, where is it? I'm sorry, I want you to be able to do something. I gotta go to this thing here to make sure that I'm in the right area of all the involvedness. Okay, so this is telling me some things is missing. Okay, so um, what I'm saying is that I just want you to be able to understand the fact that there's a lot of things going on, and since there's a lot of things going on, so that I want you to be, able to understand the fact that we are doing things for a reason. And the reason we're doing things is based on a lot of different factors. You don't have to understand everyone, but you have to do is understand what the human race is doing to get things moving in the direction it's going. Because we have no idea. You have no idea, what I'm saying, what's happening. So as long as we know we want in life, okay, as long as we know we want in life, we will evolve and everything will be fine. Okay. All right, this is Nicholas Shepherd, Shepherd of the Shepherd Family Enterprise, Business Administration, and Information System Consultants. And again, I would like for you to like my channel. I would like for you to click the alarm button so you be alerted when there's other videos. And I would like for you to subscribe. Okay, so you're going to subscribe to my channel, you're going to like it, and you're going to also put a comment down and share. All right. Um, Also, look at some other videos I have out there. Okay, I have like over 100 videos, different resources and stuff like that. Check them out and comment on. Let me know what you think. Okay. All right. So again, this is your man Nicholas Shepherd from Shepherd Enterprise, Business Administration, Information System Consultants, and this topic is based on your intellectual properties. All right. Love you all. Peace.